So if you've watched this channel for any kind of time at all, or if you're subscribed to this channel, you probably have already figured out that my brain works a little differently with regard to how I talk about what goes on the reality TV shows that I do commentary on. For instance, I don't just talk about what's going on the screen. I kind of let you into what's going on in my head while I'm watching what's on the screen. In the season finale episode of Seeking Sister Wife, the Epps family decides that they no longer want to pursue the two women that they have been pursuing, Bina and Janae, because for a whole host of reasons that make total sense, right? And then at the end of the episode, it says that the Epps family, Taryn, India, and Marcus, changed their minds with regard to whether or not they want to keep pursuing Bina and Janae, and have decided that they are going to keep pursuing these two women as well as dating other women at the same time. Now, in my head, the reasoning for that change of heart is why I decided to do this video. That said, today I want to talk with regard to Seeking Sister Wife, who's doing it for real and who's doing it for the money. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie. I am the She in Sheality TV, and today I want to talk about, like I said in the intro, Seeking Sister Wife. Which of the thruples or couples or whatever you want to call them, which of those people are in it for real, and who's in it for the money that they get paid from the show? So let me jump into this video with a disclaimer. This is just my opinion. This entire video, 100% of it, just my opinion. I don't talk to the families. They don't tell me anything that we don't see on camera. I don't talk to production. Nobody tells me anything. These are just the things that I think. They're the things that go through my head while I'm watching the show. Plain and simple. Let me also say that this is not me judging these couples. I don't care what they do with their lives. I always like to say we each get one life to do well with or to bitch up as we see fit. They are doing with their lives whatever the hell they want to do with their lives, and it does not affect what I do with mine. Their lives are just more fun to watch than mine is. So let's get to it. Let's start with the Ebbs family. Now, I've already gone over the Ebbs a little bit when I talked about how they, on the show, they decided that they did not want to continue dating Bina and Janae, right? Because for a whole host of reasons that they laid out in the show, right, in front of the camera. They've got careers and businesses where they live, and they don't live near where the Eppses live. And Bina, in addition, has a son where she lives now. She doesn't live anywhere close to the Eppses. So they decided verbally that, you know what, yeah, we're done. We're not going to keep pursuing these two. Then at the end, it said that they changed their minds. Now, for me, I'm like, I can watch it with my eyes, but my brain is like, of course they decided that they're going to keep dating them. The show is called Seeking Sister Wife. It's not called, hey, I got two sister wives and I'm thinking about looking for another one. That's not what the show is called. So if they just decide not to keep dating Janae and Bina, and they're kind of looking for a sister wife, but they don't have anyone on the hook yet, so to speak, what's there to film? There's nothing to film. There's nothing to record. So I don't know about you guys, but if that was me running that production company, I'd be like, yeah, no, let's save the money and find someone who's already got something that we might be interested in filming, right? Now, don't get me wrong. These people make between $1,000 and $1,500 per episode, okay? I have no idea how many episodes they shoot per month, but between the three of them, they're making between $3,000 and $4,500 per episode. I don't know if I would turn that down. I'm not saying they're wrong for being in it for the money. I'm just saying that you can tell. And they pretty much told us in the last episode, yeah, we're going to come back because that's not some money that we're interested in giving away. In addition, seeing how stubborn India is about even the possibility of bringing in a third woman, yeah, I'm not believing it. They're not getting a third wife. I'm not buying it. India will never allow it. So the verdict on the Epps family? They're gonna do what they have to do to stay on the show for the money. Plain and simple. Let's talk about the Davises. Now, where do I start with these three? Or four, or whatever. Okay, so I'm confused about whether or not they're three or four because in the last episode, or at the end of the last episode, the season finale, you know how they have that little, immediate where are they now? It said that they just got their new house and they had ordered their 12-foot bed, and they had a picture of the three Davises, not the four. Now the whole last episode, as far as they were concerned, was about their commitment ceremony with Danielle, but Danielle was not in the last picture. So that made me go, why is Danielle not in this picture? Did she decide that she didn't want to be a Davis anymore? Did she decide, you know what, that this just isn't for me? Did they not want her in the family anymore? Or is it something that they just did for the camera? Do you know what I mean? Did they just do it for the money? Hard to say. I mean, like I said, with the Ebbs, they've already got two wives. If you ain't looking for a third wife, what's the point? Or if you're not already dating a third possible wife, what's the point? Why would we be shooting you, right? Why do you have a camera crew following you around if there's nothing for them to film? I feel like, to some degree, the Davises did the same thing. In addition, they talked about how they wanted Danielle to marry a fourth wife. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe Danielle went, yeah, you know what? I'm not down with this fourth wife thing. I don't want to be married to it. I don't want to be married to someone else. Maybe that's what happened, and she decided to bounce. Like I said in the disclaimer, I'm not saying that any of this is gospel. I just found it weird that she didn't pop up in the last picture when the whole episode, like I said, as far as they were concerned, was about the fact that she was joining their family, right? That just felt like a no-brainer. It kind of made me feel like Danielle was only added so that they could be on the show, but she's not really a part of their family. So the Davises, for real or for money? I'm feeling like Nasty Nick and the girls did it for the money. Let's move on to the Foleys. Steve, Brenda, and they've got a new one named April. I don't know. We didn't really see much about them in this season. There wasn't a whole lot going on with them except Brenda's jealousy and April wanting to be with Steve. And I don't know, it just felt like the couples, I feel like the couples who said that they had a first wife when the second wife came along and the first wife left, I don't believe that they're in it for the money. I don't believe that they're even on the show for the money. I mean, they're on the show for the money to some degree, but they're not doing it for the money. Like remember how I said that I really believe that Danielle is not a part of that family. They just did it because, like with the Epps, they had to have something to film, and if they're not already courting someone, there's nothing to film. I feel like that's not the case with Steve and Brenda. I feel like they're actually looking for a second wife because he's only got one, right? He had two and one left, so now he needs another one to make up the pair, right? So as far as Steve and Brenda go, yeah, I don't believe that they're doing it for the money at all. I feel like they're actually really looking for a second wife because Steve just a dirty old man. Sorry. True is true. Let's move on to the Joneses. Like with the Foleys, we didn't see a whole lot of activity from them in this season because truly, they're like watching paint dry. These two can't or couldn't get a woman to save their lives, and for some reason, it's left up to Tasha to dig through her contacts to find some member in her friends and or family to make a second wife out of. I don't get it, but just like with the Foleys, Sidian had a first wife, and along came Tasha as a second wife, and the first wife was like, you know what, I'm not feeling this, and she bounced. So again, like with the Foleys, I don't see that they're doing it for the money. I feel like Sidian actually wants a second woman in the house. Now, what his motives are, don't care. He's so boring. I really don't care. But the Joneses, for real or for money, yeah, I feel like they're for real. I don't feel like they're doing it just for the money at all. I mean, the money is a nice perk because they're on the show, but like I said, he had a wife. He had two wives and then one bounced. So, yeah, I feel like they're for real. And last but not least, this one's going to be quick and dirty. The Merrifields. Plain and simple. they're in it for real, but not for real. I feel like they're in it because Garrick wanted out of his marriage and thought that this was a good idea. The whole, oh, all of a sudden, God wants us to have a second wife or whatever bullshit he tried to pull on her, and succeeded in pulling on her. Yeah, I feel like they're in it for real, but they're in it because Garrick is not happy in his marriage and is too big of a coward to just say, listen, I want a divorce, and to move on to whatever it is he wants to move on to. He came up with this whole sister wife thing, and then the show came along and whatever. So for real or for money? For real, but it's these two are just, I don't know, these two are a mess. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video of Seeking Sister Wife for real or for money. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, and as usual, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you next time.